program history, winning 6 in the opening month of 2026. But March around the corner as we open February. Glad you're with us. Who we showed you in the open, the 5 on the floor to begin things for the Hokies. Here's a takeaway for UVA. Up to Johnson. A little volleyball work back and forth there to make it happen before it's laid home for the first basket. You see the starting 5 for UVA here, Coach.
Yeah, Romy Levy, Kimora Johnson, you saw him on that list of starters. We turn out for this game, and it's such a big game for so many different reasons like we talked about in the open.
Beautifully handled underneath. Wells going to lay it home. Use the glass to do so. And the Hokies forge out front at the 7-minute mark.
Layla Wells inserted into the lineup. A really good defender, a great athlete, and capable of scoring the basketball too. Either on a drive like that or she can shoot the 3-ball.
Boy, beautifully handled on the interior by Amanze. Quickly back to Wells. She waits and lays it home.
Yeah, that's big right there. Virginia Tech, they gave up the basket down low to Amanze.
Hands that off. Paris Clark working left side of the lane, and that's blocked. Well, Wenzel giving UVA a dose of its own medicine to some degree there.
Yeah, Carly Wenzel, in this instance, you see her get the best of that right there.
Of course, Virginia averaging right at 8 of them per contest when you talk about blocks. They do it better than any.
They're aggressive on both ends, and we talked with Coach Mox this morning talking about that, and she's so impressed with their consistent intensity.
Well, finding a spot in the heart of that D for suffering to drop one home. Neither team connecting on one from beyond the arc yet, a combined 0 of 8.
Another block shot, Karis Baker this time. Big key for Virginia's success this season.
That's going to happen if you're going to reel off the type of streaks these two teams have had along the way.
I asked veteran Carly Wenzel about the bench and what they've been able to provide to this team. She said, Tamara, they're coming out of their shells. They're really building their confidence. And we've also been pouring into them as well, and you're seeing it start to pay off.
Hey, on cue, there's Suffren. She already has a couple of buckets for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, so good at the mid-range, great athlete. A threat to steal and go coast to coast.
Kimora Johnson off the screen. What a nice job to find an open teammate. Doesn't work out right away, but the relentless effort from Smith pays off in the end.
But she is an athlete at that 4 spot and can play away from the basket. She is a big key to what. I got carried away. I said 6. It was 5 post players. Regardless, pretty impressive, right?
Your point well taken.
Yeah.
Just ahead of the horn, and that won't make contact with the rim. How does that play out today? Well, 3 of 16 from the floor for the Cavaliers, 5 of 17 in this first period for Virginia Tech. Of one more look.
Yeah, Gabby White is so strong. Left-handed, a freshman, mom's an assistant coach at North Carolina. Got a lot of
Paris Clark on the move. Underneath left hand look. Beautiful finish. It's your conversation surrounding Virginia as well. No doubt it's there. It's the consistency that will take Virginia to the next level, and shots like this from Kimora Johnson. Suffren does further good work for Virginia Tech. Johnson, boy, she finds an open window here, and it doesn't take much.
Don't want to get her going if you're Virginia Tech. And she kind of takes, she doesn't force it. She kind of takes what you give her. Sometimes I think she's not aggressive enough. She's looking for her shot.
Think about it, 5 to this point, all 5 on those last 2 trips down the floor. And then here's Smith on the other end doing what Virginia does best.
Yeah, so athletic. You missed 9 games early and then missed a couple games with a family emergency here lately. But she's won a national championship, and she knows something about playing on the biggest stages.
Cavaliers, of course, leading Division I with 7.8 blocks per contest. Turns into offense on the other end of the floor. Another 3. And a whole lot more is coming your way as part of the halftime coverage. But the first half, just what you would want out of a Commonwealth clash. 54-minute conversation in the triple overtime game last time out. Wenzel, good move, and she'll go to the line. It pays off with a chance for more.
Shot and get fouled.
Well, after the handoff, certainly we have a lot of respect for those who make it work from that officiating standpoint. Big one today in the Commonwealth Clash. And Wenzel, that shot a big one for Virginia Tech. Closing in on the half. You'll want to stick around. We mentioned there's a big block underneath. Across the last 5 games, things have really improved for the young lady at the line.
Yeah, really good. Veteran player. Came from NC State where she didn't get to play because of injuries.
Weimer just a tremendous contributor for UVA. How about this effort? Peterson relentless underneath. Zip pass into the corner. And Peterson there to disrupt it. She saved that. She did. Suffering on the other end. What a sequence for the Hokies. Just like that, the lead grows to 4. The Hokies playing their best right now.
Yeah, Peterson knocks it away, saves it. Suffering in open court. She's so athletic. That is a blow by you.
Without a basket for UVA, the free throws all the Cavaliers have secured in that time. This will grow the lead. Maggie Nelson, she's kind of palms up, going back up the floor as if to say, why not? It's 28-23 Hokies.
Yeah, she doesn't make a bunch of them, but she sure made a big one right there.
Gamora Johnson will try for 3 the old-fashioned way on the other end.
Back the old-fashioned way. But this is a nice play right here. Johnson does what she's supposed to do, short closeout. Then Virginia does it the other way, going to the rim, drawing the foul against Peterson. Gamora Johnson, another chance to take the last shot of the half.
Now Trent had it right there. Cavaliers will drain this just ahead of the horn.
Gabby White with a nice little mid-range jumper.
Keep going, looking to run it to 7 in a row here today as we're back underway in the 3rd quarter. And is out of bounds underneath. I got to ask you what adjustments you're looking for here in this 3rd period,
Well,
Coach.
both coaches want to keep their centers on the floor. Monze only played 4 minutes. Freelon only played 8. Virginia came out, went immediately to a Monze. Virginia Tech double team, created a turnover, and Virginia goes scoreless on that first possession.
Well, that was just how you draw it up for Virginia Tech. Hokies end up getting Freelon involved. You talked about her absence in the first half, and those are her first points of the game.
Yeah, in the chess match. Coach Mox draws up a play to get the ball to Amonze. Virginia Tech doubles, gets it out of her hand. And then on the other end, Coach Duffy does the same thing for Freelon, and she does get the score. But Amonze answers back. I love the back and forth.
Amonze on the other end, and what you called for, that play underneath, making all the difference in the first couple of baskets of this 3rd quarter. And this takeaway, pestering defense from Amonze as well. Here's Levy. Just out of the reach of the rebounder for Virginia Tech.
And 2 players who are fresh. A little ball screen right there, miscommunication, ball screen and roll. Virginia Tech has now shot 15 free throws to just 7 for UVA.
You got it. Commonwealth clash continues. And how about this work down the left side of the lane for Paris Clark?
This is a little ISO right here. Clear the...
Wenzel, good fake to create open real estate, and she makes it count.
Just about a little less than a mile from UVA campus, or on grounds, as they say.
Left-hand drive for Smith, and it pays off.
Boy, if Samaya Smith gets going, that's going to be a big deal for Virginia on offense.
Swing around to Wenzel. 37 apiece, tied again. Somehow, amongst the trees in there, able to come away with it. And Wells saved possession for this finish. 37 with this connection.
Yeah, there's the backdoor offensive rebound. Kick it out to Mackie Nelson, who is always in attack mode. Through the contact, into the basket for the point guard.
Boards cleaned by Freelon that time. Baker was waiting, and Wenzel is able to deliver it right where she needed it.
They started with Freelon, Wenzel in transition, and here she gives off in transition.
Yeah, I was listening to Coach Duffy, and she said, we have 1:40 seconds until our next media timeout. I need you guys to lock in and stay disciplined, specifically rebounding. No, I want nobody looking around. I want everybody going and crashing the glass.
She won't mind the three-pointer as well. Baker nails one from downtown, and the Virginia Tech lead grows to its high water mark.
Baker made the shot, but Mackenzie Nelson made the play with the penetration into kickback.
Who silenced the crowd from
Huge
the corner.
Answer.
Major
Huge
bucket
answer
from Paris Clark. You know, prior to those 2 threes, Coach, 14 made field goals on each side. And the difference, and it's back to that now, the 4 free throws that Virginia Tech has made beyond those made by Virginia.
We're not even, we're just midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, a long way to go in this one. Just how long to be determined. And there's a block. Second such in this contest by White.
Do they recognize it? I bet Johnson does.
She drives to the hoop and just ahead of the horn will have an and one chance coming.
One of the best guards in the league. See her sidestep, free line.
Johnson was just that. She now has 14 to lead the way for UVA. Only Wenzel with 16 in the contest has more. Now you think about the history on display here today with Virginia Tech focusing in on 50 years of basketball, but in the Commonwealth in general, the basketball's been tremendous. Just like this moment to remember from Nelson. Will drive. What touch from Mackie Nelson. Now down to 3.
And again, the switch by Trent on the ball screen. Both teams have had to fight through some adversity.
2 7-win clubs in the ACC looking to forge ahead of their opponent on this day. Quick start for Virginia Tech here in the 4th.
An ISO for Samaya Suffren coming out of the timeout, got all the way to the rim. Beautiful play design.
Suffren in double figures.
And the answer
on the other end.
On exactly the same kind of play. Rebounds have been even, and that's a win for Virginia Tech.
Battling underneath and finishing is Weimer. 61-54 in this one. Trying to salt that away across 6:35, but there's a long way to go in Blacksburg. Right at the free throw line. Just when we're talking.
Virginia Tech with none in the 4th quarter.
Remember, Monze in there with those 4. And the foul situation being what it is, hands go straight up.
Free line on the other end with the nice pass. Help side is late. Now 7 points seems like a big lead in this game.
And Suffren, it's out of bounds.
Had a chance to cut into this lead.
Wenzel and company. Up 5, she goes to work, and she'll go back to the line for an and one chance. You know, the numbers we gave you just a moment ago.
Stayed in the action.
Gonna be, as Tamara Brown, doing good work for you across the course of this Commonwealth class. You saw Trent pick up her 3rd right there, and then a block on the back side of it all. What are the big moments that stand out if you had to pick 5, one from each decade?
Gosh, so many different. Renee Dennis beating Old Dominion when they were number 5 in the country in the mid-1980s was huge.
That would be the other to kind of put those 5 together. What a 5 decades it's been, and the latest chapter being written, Suffren a part of it.
And every time you win a big game, the next one is even bigger.
Few shots bigger than this one today. Suffren, Baker, all in double figures. And guess what? 75 on the board. You know what they're celebrating in the building now, Coach. And they get the victory in the Commonwealth Clash. 76-64 as the Hokies surge down the stretch with a tremendous 4th quarter.